Yeah, it is. Yeah, I've got visual. She's just in the open here next to me. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to a very wonderful start to Wild Earth this morning. We've got Karula. We've literally just found her, and she's got what looks to be a francolin in her mouth. I'm going to have to try and pull forward. And I wonder if she's going to head straight into the drainage line where we think she's left her cubs again. She's just here. You can hear the baboons calling in the background. Texan, she's literally just walking next to me. You need to come back down to the road.
She's following just back into your saddle for a moment.
Okay, she's on the road now, Texan, heading down towards the lodge.
Can I join you?
I'm not too sure how many movers are coming out of Voyatella, but I think there's possibly one more, so there's 3 in the lock at the moment. But you're welcome to go standby.
Can I text standby then?
Affirmative. Texan, confirm, is there one more mover from the lodge? Yeah, sorry Andrew, I can hear it starting up now. She's right next to the lodge. Okay, I'm just going to pull forward a little bit, but I don't want to change her direction. She's changing her direction a lot. And I think we are going to lose her at some stage as she makes her way into the drainage line. I can hear the monkeys calling now. I think she's already gone over. Now we'll see if we can follow a little bit. This is Karula, this is our resident female leopard. And again, we're actually so excited because she does have cubs, and I think she has left them somewhere down in the drainage line. You can see there's another vehicle there. Let's see if we can get another view of her before she heads off into the thick bush. I don't want to put too much pressure on her. I think she did change direction a little bit. Morning, monkeys. Let's see quickly. Keeping an eye out for her. The alarm call. There is a leopard around. Everybody take care. Okay, we're going to take this little road around, see if we can catch up with her again. There you go, the front end. And what makes it even more interesting is she walked right outside my room this morning. I found her tracks literally just next to where we checked the vehicle, and she'd walked down a little pathway between where we parked the vehicles and my room. So she definitely paid us a visit last night, which is fantastic. And for her to pop out first thing this morning is really quite a treat. Texan, come in. They're saying to go down this way, I think. I think he was pointing. Possibly she's here. They say we need to go around.
And then I don't know if you will come out to the other side.
Copy, do we need to cross over Gary Dam?
When you went in the path going to Home 6, straight along the track, so you might come out on other side.
Yeah, let me move off the road. So she went just along here, did she?
Yeah, she
Good morning.
She might come out the other side.
Oh, okay. Good morning, good morning. Unfortunately, I actually don't know my way around the lodge here, so I'm going to let the guys go, and we'll follow. Doesn't even look like you can fit a cruiser down that path. And she's coming down through here. I don't have a visual as yet. I think she's... Now, I have heard that sometimes she actually hides the cubs underneath the rooms. And I'm wondering if that's exactly what she's doing. Or what she has done. Okay, they can see her. Can you see her? Okay, we're going to stay back here.
She's moving.
There she is, yeah. She's just going to come out down here, look. Good morning, lady. She's looking to climb a tree, I think.
On your head?
Oh.
What's going on at
Yeah, so she has gone into the drainage line. I think there is also a little road that leads into there. We can squeeze in behind Texan there. The way we actually picked her up was, Herman, you bumped into her, hey? On the way through to work. You picked up Karula, you bumped into her.
Yes, coming down to work.
Yeah. And then Craig he came in behind and he managed to follow where she went, and then we lost her, and I could hear Franklin's calling all over. And we were busy getting ready to, apparently she's just around here. We're busy ready to get ready to go live, and then all of a sudden she just popped up from where we were. Stuck in the sand. Which way did she go? Did she go straight? Okay. Okay, I'll see if we can go around. Just give me a shout if you guys need a hand, hey? You did say she went round the back of the tree here. Do you have vision from where you are?
Two spots here. Lying down the next to the tree.
Oh, apparently she's lying down next to the tree.
Maybe you should try to go around.
Say maybe on the other side. But he can see it from where he is. Okay, let's see if we can go around. I want to try and give this tree as wide a berth as possible so as not to put any pressure on her. It just goes to show how comfortable she is, looking right through the lodge. Sorry? See, you can pop out this side. You might be able to get a view of her. No. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try and go back around again. It's a shame. The way he was saying it sounded like she was just here, but the grass is just a little bit too thick. Standing by? I found that log yet. Yeah, I've got a Lutu visual from that side, Texan. Well, best laid plans of mice and men, eh? Sometimes it pays off, and sometimes it doesn't.
By a long way towards the forest side,
Yeah, well, we're just going to park off down towards the base and just see if we spend... Okay, saying that where we are So where Texan was, looks like she was moving this way, so we'll just stay here. Copy, thanks Texan. Are you leaving the lock now? Sorry Texan, I was talking over you. Is it just myself in the lock now?
Sorry, come again?
Is it just myself in the lock now?
Just broke off there, fella.
Just finding out, is Henry still in the lock with me?
I'm on your southern side, southeast of this Jiggle Bear.
Copy, I can hear you moving now. Thanks, Henry. I'll give her a few minutes and just see if she is going to pop out. She might decide that she wants to eat. I'm pretty sure it was a Franklin that she had in the mouth.
Maybe
or a
if
guinea
you
fowl.
can switch off and listen, maybe you might be lucky hearing her cracking the mouth or something.
So, a very warm welcome everybody. My name's Tara and Herman is on camera. Craig is back in final control. And definitely start to the morning getting your blood pumping around your body in excitement. Having the Queen of Juma grace us with her presence. And as I say, we were literally just about to go live and she just pops out carrying a Franklin as if we're not there. It really was quite something. She certainly chose the right time. Well, good morning to you, Zach. And the sexes of the two cubs. The cubs are about 4.5 months old now, and they're probably about this big. And we have confirmed that there's one male and one female, which is wonderful news. It's what everybody has been hoping for. And they've now gone on to reproduce. And she's had 2 male cubs, about 2 years old now, who are still in the area. And this being her 3rd litter, 1 male and 1 female.
Right, how many have you got going? Any one of you going to the north this morning? Okay? Alright, thanks. If you find them again, give me a call. I'll do something.
Andrew, come in.
Bye, Tara.
Andrew, I'll let you know if I pull out of this area. I'm just in the area where we left her at the moment, no visual. If I get visual, I'll let you know.
Okay, copy. Tara, I'm just pulling out now, so I will come back north.
Okay, copy, Henry. Andrew, come in.
Go!
Sorry, Andrew. Yeah, I'll let you know if I get visual of her again.
Okay, can we just anything around there?
We stationary at the moment, just waiting to see if she'll come out.
Alright, Kirby, thanks, Tara. I'm in the area as well, so I'll be close by if you get there again.
Copy that.
Just going around with the campfire. Otherwise, don't see anything going on.
Copy that. Now, I'm not too sure if she did move. Where Texan was, he said that he could just about see her at the base of the tree. So the way they were talking, it sounded like she'd moved off. So he said that she was just at the base of the tree, and that's why we went round the back just to see if we could see her from the other side. He said she was on that side of the tree. But he said that it looked like she was possibly moving this way, so that's why we're sitting this side now. But it could be that she's slipped out, or she's still in there. So we'll give it a few more minutes and see if she does grace us with her presence once more. But otherwise, we shall leave her to it. And leopards are very good at that. If they don't want to see people, they will go and hide. If they don't mind, then they will stay out in the open. They will stick around. And it's, with it being such a small pathway, unfortunately, with all three vehicles, she actually picked the time when everybody was on the vehicle and coming out of the lodge. So there's the other two vehicles that joined us, and she just decided to take the pathway through the lodge, which is obviously the quickest route to this side. But lucky for us, we have the zoom on the camera, so we can look like we're getting much closer than what we are. Give her space. But I'm just so happy that we've managed to catch up with her, and it just goes to show she's still in the area, and with having a little Franklin. No wonder they were going and calling first thing this morning. The baboons even called. And I don't know if the baboons could actually see her from where they were, but they were calling this morning. Okay, I'm just going to pull down a little bit and just see if we can go and sit down towards where Texan was sitting. Maybe we might have a look at seeing her. And if anybody would like to send through any questions this morning, please do send them through to questions@wildersafari.tv. So this vegetation being very thick. Short while longer before we do head off at the base of the Jackalberry. But she probably won't be leaving the cubs now actually in a den. She's more likely just to leave them in a spot. They'll be large enough. We have seen them climb trees, so if there is a danger, and they probably will instinctively climb the tree, and that might sway her into where she leaves them. So there's an easy tree for them to climb. I think I was asked a question a couple of days ago. How do the cubs know when to stay put? What call does the mother give? And as yet, I've not actually been able to hear the call. I've not been able to work out exactly what she does. And it's the same with the lioness as well. I remember watching a lioness with the two cubs following, and all of a sudden they stopped following it. We didn't hear anything. It's the one actually sat down and the other one continued on.
Going north along Sugar Cat Line, Konza approaching Central Road, still heading north.
Tracks of a female leopard right off on the eastern boundary, heading on to Central Road. I wonder, he said it was a female, so I wonder if it was Karula's tracks, or whether it's another female. Maybe her daughter, Seka, who tends to operate further into the east, but she does occasionally pop up on the southeastern side of our traversing area. So yes, I don't know if there is a little call that she gives, or whether it's just her body language, or even a flick of the tail. It could be something as subtle as that. I just remember one cub following, and the other cub sitting, and then the other cub also ended up sitting. But I think let's leave her to it if she is still around here. Or she may have popped out at some stage. But that is something about Karula. If she doesn't want to be seen, she won't be seen. And I really am just absolutely amazed that she did pop out where she did and when she did. It really was fantastic. So I'll see if we can try and catch up with her again later on this afternoon. That Franklin is not going to last her very long, so she may have to go out and hunt at some stage. But for now, let's leave it to it, and we will see what else we can go and find this morning. I'd like to try and catch up with the baboons, see if we have a baby baboon in our midst. We need to avoid that little patch there. And in the winter time we can drive right along to the water's edge. But while we have so much water in the dam, it's not possible. Tog. I think that's been nicknamed George. That butts by the lodge staff. And he pays a visit once in a while. Time for a hat change.
Can I wear your beanie?
Do you want to wear my beanie?
No.
Oh, I was taking you seriously then. Sure, it's actually very nice and warm.
What's your beanie?
Yeah.
Sure it is.
all the excitement, I haven't even noticed how cold it was. With the sun climbing higher, hopefully it's going to warm up very quickly. I think autumn is well and truly here. And maybe we have... And apparently one night there was a female in estrus, and for the whole night the male was mating underneath his room with this female. Oh, look at this. Look at all the hippos out sunbathing. Oh, wonderful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hippos. And that's usually by the spot the crocodile likes to sunbathe. And I think the crocodile was here yesterday morning, so he may still be around.
The Egyptian geese.
Sorry?
The Egyptian geese.
Oh, they've got the Egyptian geese. And the francolin are calling just off into the drainage line to our left. The riverbed that will be dry now, the Milwati, and the overflow from Gowrie Dam is literally just where we've driven through now. So when there's too much water here, it overflows into the Milwati. So all this dam is part of the Milwati. When we do get enough rain, it will overflow and down through onto Gowrie Main and the Spaghetti Junction. And I did see a couple of black crakes just running around the corner. I think they're actually going to pop out on the other side. There we go. They should just pop out. They're running towards the hippos now. You might even be able to see them. Bright yellow beak, bright red legs. So when it is a little bit chilly in the morning, or even during the day, you will find hippos sunbathing, and as we go into winter we're going to be finding that a lot more. Hippos exposing themselves during the day and maybe even leaving the safety of the water to go foraging for food, and as the food depletes they're going to have to forage much further afield, and sometimes they can even get up to 12 k's away from water, sometimes more if they really have to. But with a very slow metabolism, it helps to keep the cold out from the water. If you have a very high metabolism, you lose that energy very quickly. You burn it up, and so you need more food to refuel the internal fire, so to speak. And that's how your body temperature starts dropping if it doesn't have enough fuel. Whereas in the hippo, it's a very slow metabolism, so they burn off the food that they go, oh, here she comes. Here she is, she's coming down to the water's edge. Can you see? She's just coming out into the open now. You should be able to see her right next to the little tree on the opposite side. We have Karula once more. The question is she going to come down and drink? Here she is.
Then by Fanot. By Fanot. Any human
I'll just pull forward a little bit. You're going to be able to see
Ja,
past
dat
this
is
tree.
perfect.
Hmm?
Ja,
Pull forward for the time being. She's going to go to the drainage line. Okay. I'm going to pull back so hopefully you can see her.
looking for a crocodile.
Sorry. How's our tire doing off the back there? There she is. Look at this beautiful lady. She actually doesn't have too much white on the right of the tip of the tail like Mishu does. Good morning, lady. Oh, look at this. Exactly what I was saying. When she wants to pop out, she will. You okay to move on? I think at most she goes 1 kilometre from our western boundary. From reports that I've had of where she was previously. She goes into the north a little bit into Buffalo's Hook and south into Little Gowrie. And they did a study that around 2,000 hectares on average size of a female leopard's territory. Okay, where are you going, lady? She might be relaxed enough to do that. Maybe we can try and follow. Okay, let's see if we can catch up with her before she disappears. I think we have actually counted the possibility of around... I'm just going to keep it a distance. And the animals, all the animals around here are used to hearing vehicles. So as long as we don't follow too closely. So I'm just watching her behavior and just seeing if there's any change in her behavior. With them being used to the vehicles, it shouldn't affect what is in here. But if she does stop again, we'll see if we can get a little bit closer, but at the moment she'll need her senses to try and locate any possible food. Actually, I think we need to go down that far. This is actually where we had Induna once before. Andrew, come in. Standing by. Cheers. Affirmative. She's on that game trail that runs parallel to Twin Downs. Got it? You guys feeling like you're climbing trees yet? Okay. Low-lying guari bush. Sorry? Very low-lying guari. And there's quite a nice big donga here. I think we're going to have to go back towards the road. See if we can catch up with her again. Looks like she was. Just following this game trail all the way through, so maybe we should try the other side. There's a very big ditch we call Dongas just here. Section from that? Sorry, I just had my hands full. Go again.
Sorry, come on.
I just had my hands full. Didn't copy your last message. I've just lost visual for Karula. She's fambering south parallel to Twin Downs Road along the game trail there. I'm going to try and relocate again.
Confirm she's fambering south.
Affirmative.
It's certainly rapid.
We've... Sorry, we've just relocated. She's still fambering south, just parallel to Twin Downs Road. Yeah, she's going to come out here.
Okay, copy that. You think if I come around on Twin Dam, I'll see her?
Ooh, there we go. She's calling the cubs. Affirmative, Twin Downs Road. I'm just seeing at the moment it's a little bit too thick here. I'm going to see if I can just pull a bit further around, but that call that she just gave was calling the cubs. Very soft. Oh. And she's gone into that thick side here. So we can go around again. So hopefully this is going to answer your question a little bit earlier. Where is she hiding the cubs? It certainly does look like here. I'll try and get in this side. Stations, she's now just opposite Warburg Eagle junction with Twin Dams. Still in the Schlatine. You should be able to get visual of my mover. Still too thick here. Oh dear, I missed it. A little bit further around. If I can try and get him around the back of those trees there, we might have a chance to see these curbs. They're very soft. Oof. Also going to be a little bit too thick here. And that wall of trees. She's certainly picked a good spot. Let's go a little bit closer. How much do we know? Sorry. Standing by.
Confirm, how far are you from the base?
I'm by Warburg Eagle's Nest on Junction Twin Dams Road. I've just lost visual. She's going to very thick Schlatine here. That where you are is where I lost her. Just a few meters into the Schlatine. Yeah, she went in about here, but I can't get through onto the other side. She went into here, and she's just behind this wall of trees here. And if we can try and get around the other side of those trees, we should be able to see her. But it sounded like she just called the cubs. Yeah. She went in there, but there was a huge donga, just through that huge donga, so I couldn't follow her there. And she carried on walking this way. So I've been trying to see if I can get in from that side, but I can't get in just at the moment. I think she's just here. There's a Franklin that's just gone. Okay, I'm just going to try and see if I can go a little bit further on and in. So if the Franklin came from there, I think she's still there. There. Oh, there she is, and there's the cubs. There's the cubs. Yeah, no, she's just here. She's just here. The cubs are just there. Oh, fantastic. Look at that. And the cubs are literally just next to her. There we go, look. Oh, fantastic.
Pick up
Texan, come in. Thank you, lady. There you go. That's the question that's answered. Where was she hiding the cubs? Just here in the drainage line. Just opposite Warburg Eagle's nest.
Oh, they're playing, just we can't see them.
Okay, I'm going to try and pull around the tree a little bit, maybe.
It's really dodgy to drive on this.
I'm just trying to work out if we go back where we were, that we're not
No,
going
we're
to be
going
able to
to
see
see them in
Karula.
this. I think this is the best spot. Oh no, no,
Oh,
they're
there
playing
they
all
are.
over the place.
They're all playing. Yeah.
Just north of Big Jam, small clearing here.
There's one on this side.
Yeah, just behind the tree here to the right.
And I'll check quickly at Big Jam. West again to join the boundary.
We may just get them coming over to us. We're going to just sit here. Unfortunately, I was just going to say, as long as we keep Karula in our sights, look at this. Unfortunately, some of their play is happening, and it is quite thick here. But as long as we keep Karula in our sights, then we should keep seeing them. As you saw, they keep coming back to her. Texan, come in. Did you manage to get hold of Andrew? Is he on his way? Did you manage to get hold of Andrew? Is he on his way? Yeah. Andrew, come in.
I said he says he's still with the Pyramid, he will come here, but he's still like
Okay, copy. Sorry, Anne, every time I keep trying to come back to your question, we keep bumping into Our Lady. So, Karula does defend her territory, and she will fight over her territory. But it does depend on a lot of factors and how much prey is around, and I think that's why she still hasn't pushed the boys out. She's edging closer to us. I'm hoping that they're going to come out from behind the bush. We're going to have a wonderful view of them in front of us. How magical is that? What a wonderful birthday present. I could not have asked for better. We're going to see if we can catch up with them again. I'm just going to poke my head right in the corner there. But wow, I think she knew we were all ready to see the cubs again, hey? Yeah, she has gone into the thicker bush now. Well, let's maybe try again around the other side. Can you see them at all? No. I guess I'm just seeing if there was any more movement there. I'll see if we can go around. Pleasure, Texan. I'm glad we managed to see them.
Hello there.
See if we can poke a nose in it and maybe actually just have a look. Maybe there. Maybe get a direction that they're moving in. Down this way, it looked like they were moving. But she will defend her territory against other leopards. She is putting a lot of pressure on her daughter in the west. Standing by?
Can you put a help from that side?
A negative so far.
Okay, so with that, thanks very much. I will be moving on. Just want to try to go and help the left-hand side. Strong control for Manningham combi going that side.
Copy that. I'm probably just going to stick around for another few minutes, see if we get another visual. So far there is more than just Karula utilising her territory. The boys especially right in the centre of her territory, and on the fringes she'll overlap with other leopards. And there are 3 males who come into her territory as well. And once these boys start getting older, if Karula doesn't move them out of her territory, the males just possibly might. Especially if they start, well, they already have started scent marking. But for the time being, I don't think they're really going to pose a threat to them. They're still quite small, and as long as they keep out of the way, they'll be fine. But once a male leopard decides that they are a threat, then they may be on the trail and trying to push them out. But it could be Karula that pushes them out. It's very difficult to say for sure what's going to happen, but certainly very interesting what scenario we have here. Karula with those 4.5-month-old cubs and her 2 sons, 2 years old, just over 2 years old now, coming up for 2.5 actually, still in the area, still hunting, still very active here, and her female cubs right on the fringes of her territory. I can't hear any more movement here. I just think we've been so lucky with her. And good morning to you, Angie. Welcome on board. We're going to try and just pull around a little bit further, have another look. Otherwise, we shall leave her to it. And the way we tell the differences between the leopards is actually the spot pattern. Every leopard has a different spot pattern, and the more you look at them, the more you actually see the differences. Now with Karula, she is definitely quite an awesome lady. I'm just wondering, maybe we should try that little patch again. Maybe she didn't go as far in as what I thought, and we'll try it a little bit further on. But to successfully raise 3 litters, she really is something else. Her mortality is quite high. She actually has a wow across her head. The spot pattern forms the word wow, and I think that is very well deserved. She really is a very special leopard. And she's so far doing extremely well. She's managed to keep these cubs out of harm's way from the hyena. Let's just have a little sneaky peek around here again. And if you look closely at pictures of Karula down her left side, yeah, this is where they went in. There's a little trail that leads down. But this is a very well utilized pathway by a lot of animals, and it could be that she's going to follow the trail all the way down. That's why we're going to try and jump ahead and see if we can get in onto that trail again, because she may just utilize it all the way through. We've got a beautiful golden orb-web spider just in front of us as well. You can see with the sun shining through the web how golden the strands are, hence the name. But if you look down the side of her cheek, underneath her left eye, she has 2 spots and then an arrow pointing towards her nose. And the face is probably the easiest, because the face is the part of the animal that you look at the most. And now that I've actually seen her tail a lot more, I've actually noticed she doesn't have much white on it right at the tip like Mishu does, or even in Duna. She has a lot of black towards the tip of the tail. Okay, I think we'll move on. Let's see if we can catch up with the lady again. If anybody would like to see pictures of Karula and her family, there are blogs that I'm writing about them and how to distinguish each leopard. And I'll see if I can maybe even try and do a collage, or maybe even some of the viewers can help me out and maybe make a collage. I've seen some beautiful collages recently of maybe trying to get a front shot of each leopard and the name underneath it of Karula and her family, and maybe one of a side shot, all left sides and all right sides. If anyone has got pictures like that, and if you could or would like to share them with us, then please do send them through to tara@wildesafari.tv. I can put it on the blog so we have all the pictures of these beautiful cats, and maybe we can make it large enough for everyone to print off. Everyone can maybe sit with it if they want to follow us on drive. Do you reckon I can fit through there? Do you reckon I can fit through here?
After that guari.
Saying after the guari I can fit anywhere. That was pretty low line. we got there? Okay, to go through here. You reckon we'll be alright to go through here? Got it? We definitely can't blame Karula for wanting to bring the cubs here. What a beautiful place. How are we off that point there? Oh well, worth a try. See her again. But I think she has given us what she wanted, and now she's going maybe to hide the cubs or to change, or to hide the cubs again, to change hunting areas, or maybe just to go and spend some time with them. Whatever she is doing, I am very grateful that we were able to see what we saw. I think we may have to move this brush. Do you mind jumping off and moving it to one side, do you think? Actually, let me just see if I can move it right out the way. Just thought it was one that we might have to pull back. And you get a rare view of Herman. That's not one. Oh, okay. Thought it was attached. Okay, no, that's fine. Actually, the tree that I thought it was is further down, isn't it? I thought it was that tree.
No, we moved that tree already.
No, we didn't. It's still there. I drove through it the other day. Actually, I want to go that way and see if the baboons are around. Stations, lost visual of the Mfazi Mpimpans heading into the drainage line in easterly direction from Twin Dams Road, Warburg's Junction. Cubs, her daughters, have lost one of their cubs each to something. Could have been a hyena, it could have been another predator, could have been, maybe it just got too cold, maybe it got wet and it got cold and it managed to contract a disease or something, who knows. There's a whole range of possibilities. But Carol, it's one of those very difficult questions, and until you're actually in that situation, you really don't know how you're going to react. You really don't. So obviously we do care very, very deeply for these animals. Even the mongoose. But then you've got to ask yourself why, if something came and
Can you confirm that you've seen the ditch bullocks?
Caught a mongoose in front of us right now, you've really got to ask yourself, how is that any different to a predator hunting a cub? To us it is. They're very charismatic animals, we're following their lives, we've grown attached to them. But in nature, the difference between a mongoose and a baby leopard, in nature, there's actually not much difference at all. They're both predators, they're both going to be preying on other animals, especially when they're older. But that is where we're very torn when it comes to things like that. And as I say, I really hope I don't ever have that situation. A very interesting question there. Standing by?
Harry, you still on the link there for the Karula? Will you move ahead on my
I did try and head in and try and relocate her, but I lost visual. Maybe my message didn't come over. I did lose visual at the junction of Warburgs and Twin Dams. She went into the Schlatin there. I tried a little bit further south. It looked like she was heading south. Couldn't relocate, but she might just come out a little bit further south or to the east.
Alright, copy, thanks. Copy about Lamiti, 3 hours then.
That's a negative, thank you. If I do see her again, I'll let you know. Are you going to still make your way this side?
Yeah, every river man is going to come down there. Maybe to go out there.
Copy that.
We're doing good.
Hi Lindsay, and the cubs haven't been named as yet. We were waiting to know the sexes of the cubs, and now we do. Hopefully they will get names very soon, and I think we're waiting for Mark to come back as well, and Lex was the first one to find them, so I think it's going to be a team effort on this one. But we certainly need to find out from Lex if there's any names that he wants to name them, seeing as he was the first guide to see them. It's usually forced the first guide to see them, they get the privilege of naming them. Generally after a year, but obviously we want to name the cubs a couple of days ago, and obviously the sighting today. And if anybody does have any great screenshots you'd like to share with us, I'll be warming up. That sun is starting to warm up the air, and it's getting quite pleasant here now in South Africa. Hi Lynn, welcome on board to you this morning. Have we had any lion cubs this year? The Unkahuma female still has the one male, and the Styx female, who's not been seen for a little while. Apparently she had four cubs. Again. And with all the excitement of Karula, I did actually forget to say thank you very much to everybody for all the birthday wishes for yesterday. And I did have a great day. And it's certainly a great start to my 30th year. I'm going to see if they'll come out. Seeing Karula and the cubs. I couldn't have asked for anything better, and to share it with everybody as well really is the best birthday present I could have asked for. They're starting to come back out onto the road. There we go. It looks like it could be the same as meerkats or suricats. There are some families who will wake up early and they'll start to forage pretty early, and there'll be some families that will wake up late. And it does seem to be the case from what I've seen in dwarf mongoose too. And if there is any movement between families, in meerkats it's not as easy to move into a new family, but if they do, they will actually change the habits, so you won't get this divide. You won't get some waking up early and some waking up late. They'll do everything as a family. So if they do swap over and it is different to what they've been used to, they will fall in with that. Look at that one. Standing on its back legs trying to see over the vegetation there. Hi Rick, welcome on board to you this morning. Rick wanting to know if a female leopard loses her cub, will she consume it like lions do? And I don't know how often lions will actually consume their own cubs either. I think it will depend a lot on how much prey is available. It's not normal that lions will eat other lions, including cubs. You'll get maybe lions killing other lions, but it's not the norm for them to eat. But what we have found is, especially the new coalition, the Majingi lions, they did actually start eating one of the big male lions that they killed in this area. And we actually did see them feeding from a female lioness, her carcass. So it does happen. Lions do eat for some reason. I think it does depend on the individuals as well, and there's so much involved in that. So it could be the same with leopards. I don't think that they would, but maybe the odd one or two individuals may consume a cub if it does die, depending on the situation. As far as I know, it's not the norm, but I will stand to be corrected if anybody does know different. I think it also may depend on how old the cubs are too. Good morning to you, Alan. I think we're going to move on and see if we can catch up with the baboons. Maybe they're still going to be around. I hope so. Kind of got sidetracked by these little guys. Looked like they were going to stay in the road then. And actually, Alan, this kind of fits in with what you were asking. Saying, with Karula moving through the lodge, it's almost as if she uses people and vehicles to her advantage. And quite possibly to a way, she does. And I think some animals do utilise lodges. Areas where predators still haven't got too used to going near lodges. A lot of the prey species will make use of the lodges and the hustle and bustle around the lodges to actually protect themselves. They know, well, the predators aren't going to come and eat me here. There's too much going on. But animals will get used to the vehicles, and just as we were sitting there, you could see the mongoose starting to relax, even just over a few minutes of us sitting there. And that's why towards the second time as we moved, they were sitting in the road, whereas if you notice the first time I turned on the engine, we started moving, they all disappeared straight off the road. It took them a little longer, and that's how animals get used to vehicles. They get exposed to the vehicles, and if nothing bad happens, and they start to realise, okay, well these things, these big, huge things aren't anything to worry about. As far as Karula actually making use of people in the vehicles, it is possible. I don't think Karula actually uses it to the extent that other animals and other leopards have been known. And that's where we've got to be quite careful not to influence the behaviour in that sense. So especially if a leopard's hunting, as I said earlier, we were keeping quite far back from her, so we're trying to switch off as often as possible so that she could continue with what she was doing if she was hunting, and we're not influencing the behaviour of the other animals. And because all the animals or a lot of the animals in the area are used to the vehicles, we're not going to sway a lot of the animals' behaviour. Obviously, at some stage we will, maybe some of the smaller animals, but generally we won't, because they're so used to hearing the vehicles. Even the steenbok and the duiker will just watch us go by, and it's actually quite funny watching them. If you carry on driving by a steenbok or a duiker, they'll actually watch you drive by. As soon as you stop, that's when they think, "Oh, I've been spotted." So even as we're driving through the bush, chances are they'll just watch us from where they are, or just keep a listen out. And if we get closer, that's when they'll then watch out for us. So we do try and limit the impact that we have, and that's why we've got to make that call. Do we go off-road or do we not? Are we going to damage the bush too much or not? There's always that element to consider. But I have heard of leopards utilising the vehicles. They'll actually walk down the side of the vehicle when the vehicle engine is on, and when the vehicle engine switches off, they stand still, or they'll sit down and take a break, and as soon as the engine starts again, they'll walk with the engine. And the impala or whatever they're hunting can be on the other side, and they'll wait for that opportunity to hunt. Same with the cheetah further north. Cheetah will use bonnets of the vehicles to sit on the vehicle, so they have a lookout point, especially in the areas where it's flat, Serengeti. Hyenas have also learnt of that way, that if there's many vehicles around, the likelihood of something having a kill is a big possibility, and they will actually watch the vehicle behaviour, and if all the vehicles gather round, they'll then come in and try and steal the kill. So there's huge possibilities of impacting the behaviour, which obviously we don't want to do. So in that sense, I don't think Karula really has got to that stage. I think she's very relaxed around the vehicle, she's very relaxed around the lodge, and it could be that she's using the lodge to a certain degree, if she is hiding her cubs there, which she has done in the past. If she's hiding them from other predators, because the likelihood of them going too close to the lodge is greatly reduced. Not an impossibility, but it is greatly reduced. And as we were talking about impala, here we have a herd of impala. Very common antelope, but beautiful nonetheless. Blue wildebeest in the back. No sign of the baboons at the moment. I think we're going to try on the eastern side of the open area. I definitely heard one baboon shouting this morning. But when I caught sight of Shirley on the waterhole camera yesterday, she didn't have a baby with her. And I can only see one ram now. He's done a good job at kicking out any other male in the area. So all these impala you're seeing around, it's quite a large herd, maybe 50, 80, could even be more. And now it's only females and the one male. Okay, male's just standing just in front of us. And for another month, maybe 2, he is not going to tolerate any of the males in his territory. And as the females start coming into estrus, he is going to fight for that territory. He's also going to try and force the females back into the center of his territory. He'll actually try and round them up and push them towards the middle, keeping them away from other males. So he is going to lose condition fairly rapidly over the next month or so. And he may even lose his territory to other males once he does lose condition. But depending on how strong and fit he is, he may last longer maybe than his next door neighbour, so he has a better chance at mating with as many females as possible. I can see the slaty grey colour of the wildebeest just before we head off, with the sun shining on them. Let's have a quick look. And hence the name blue wildebeest. A beautiful blue hue of their coat.
Look at the wildebeest.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I think we're going to continue on then. Oh, there's all the 4 calves there, look, all together. Still very straight horns. Be probably another year before they start growing out to the side and start looking more like the adults. Not really expecting the baboons to be so close to where they were roosting, but you never know. Some days they are. It's quite funny, I was actually driving past them the other day in the jigger, and I came around the corner, they're all sitting there and they're all foraging, and they actually didn't move. I thought, well, I'll see if I can just drive around them. I was just talking to them and they just looked at me and continued on feeding as I drove past them. They just moved off the road slightly. Right. Very impressed. Hi, Rick. Same Rick as earlier, I wonder. But welcome to you. just in case you're a different Rick. There we go, there's the bachelor males that have all been pushed out on the other side of the open area. Is it true that hyenas are related to mongoose? They are both part of the cat order. All part of the carnivores, and then you have the suborders where the cats and dogs split. So hyenas are in that order, along with the true cats, along with the civets and the genets, and along with the mongoose. So it is true that they're closer related than hyenas are to the dogs, but they're still in separate families. Okay, no sign of the baboons. Let's try again later on this afternoon. Where should we go, Herman? I'm a burning desire to go. So where do you want to go? Actually, shall we see if we can head up towards Bucklefoot Down and have a look for little Bubbles. Bubbles, the new baby hippo, I think has been given the name by everyone in chat room, and I think it definitely fits. Bubbles. Actually, I was going to I managed to get myself, well, I was actually given by Graham, a skull replica of a leopard. So I'll bring that on drive at some stage and actually show you what is now decided, the reasons why cats and dogs, or what separates them, and including the hyena, because they did used to be classified in with the dogs, but now they are with the cats. And there's a few reasons on the skull which separate them, so I'll see if I can remember to bring it on drive at some stage. I'll try and make it a morning drive, so everyone who is on drive now, who may not be able to make it on drive in the afternoon, I'll try and bring it on 2 drives, one in the morning, one in the afternoon, and show you the differences. Easier to show rather than to try and explain it. It'd be nice to actually show you a leopard skull replica as well. And show you the teeth, the dentition, all that sort of thing. So we're going to head down towards Chelapan, I think. Swing back around onto... where should we go? Central Road. If anybody has any ideas back home, anywhere you'd like to go, you can send it through. Maybe we should try Vulture's Nest Road up onto Central. Unless somebody comes in with a different route. And if anybody would like to join us on the map, and you'd like a copy of the map, all you need to do is go to wildearth.ning, November, Indigo, Golf, No? November Indigo, November Golf. Oh, is it India? Okay, India. I keep saying Indigo. India. water.ning.com. And you go onto the resource menu, pull down the resource menu, and on that menu is the map. It says map, click on that and it will show you the map. And that will show you the roads that we drive on. The only one that isn't on there, well it is, but it's marked wrong. The road that's marked Elephant Skull is actually Chelapan Road, and where that road meets Twin Dams, that's where Chelapan is, and Elephant Skull is the next one down, so it joins Weaver's Nest onto Twin Dams. And believe me, for the first few drives I got hideously lost because that pan wasn't on them. I was thinking, how on earth am I getting so lost? And once that slotted into place, it became a lot easier. Okay, first question to you guys of the day. What birds are these? What species? No, some people struggle with the idea of these birds. They all do look fairly similar, but if you look at the colour of the beak, the colour of the legs, that will help you. And the overall colour of the bird. The size is probably going to be difficult for you. It's a medium-sized member of its family. If you want to send your answers through, send them through to questions@wildearthsafari.tv. Okay. Our bush alarm clock. Usually quite a good early warning system. See if there's an even better one. Cool. You guys ready to go for a walk? Awesome. Now, just want to see if I can park as close as possible without interfering with it. Should be good there. Okay, so I was just having a quick look to see what was around the dam. But this is probably the clearest track that we have here. So if we can have a look down here, you see this huge track here. So Binky coming back with our previous question. I'll get to you just now, Binky. But if anybody would like to have a guess at whose track this is, then you need to send your answers through and put it in the subject line, what track you think it is. And that again is questions@wildestsafari.tv. So here we go. If I can point out or show you the size, this is my hand here, and this is the whole track. So it starts here and ends here. So you can see already quite a large track. And if you see here, there's a mark here from one of the toes, a mark here from another toe, and a mark here from another toe. And then the rest of the track is just here. I'll do that again. So this is all the foot here. So that's your first track, and quite conveniently we've got another track just next door to it I've just seen. So if I put my hand here again, the track starts there and ends here. So it's all this here, if I can draw it out for you. And then this bit here. So that's your second track. So you need to say track 1 what it is and track 2 what it is. And still waiting for any answers on what bird. Binky, you are correct, but I need a species. They are francolins to help everybody out. But what species of francolin? So you've got your francolin, if anybody wants to try that one, and you've got the 2 tracks here. So we'll carry on driving and wait for some answers, and then I'll go through what those answers are and why they are such. I was hoping there's going to be some other things around here. I don't know how far away we can go. Should we see how far we can get to the water? Doesn't look like a crocodile's going to be using it, thankfully. But this is something you've always got to think in the back of your mind, especially when you do have quite an expanse of water. There could always be something lurking. You've always got to be careful not to get too close, especially in some of the deeper pools. You can get a hippo. Could just be submerged. Luckily we know this isn't too deep, and it doesn't look like it's been disturbed for a little while, but I'm still not going to get too close. But it's always nice just to see what's been around here to drink. There we go, we actually have had hippo coming through here. This one here. Got the 4 toes, 1 toe, 2 toes, 3 toes, 4 toes, and this whole pad here. Sometime last night, I actually did walk through here. But always quite handy for when you're trying to follow tracks, and if you're trying to find animals coming to a water source like this. With it being soft mud around the edge, you can see who's been drinking usually, and especially in the winter time it helps to give you a bit of a trail if you are stuck, or even summertime, but if you are stuck to find animals, it's a good place to start. So we climb back on board and see if we get some answers. Oh, this is why it's always nice climbing off a vehicle. I showed you a tropical tent web spider, and this is another type of web. You can see this is the hammock. You can see there's a little spider right in there.
Where's the spider?
There, he's just
there,
here.
yeah, okay,
Yeah,
cool.
just there. And again, as animals are walking, maybe an ant or something will walk right onto the web and get caught. And there's quite a few spider webs all on the ground here. So All the algae on the water. It's actually when the algae dies off, that's when it really becomes toxic and it can be a problem. Get the red tides as well in the sea. It's the same thing. An algae will bloom and it all dies off. Awesome! Well done, Brian and Cheryl. Good morning to you. And well done. It was a crested francolin. Anson and I didn't quite catch Marcia. Oh, we've got the fresh rhino tracks coming this way. I think we'll try in the drainage line, I think on Vulture's Nest Road after all. Anson and Marcia saying partridge, and Chris saying coqui or crested. Well, the coqui francolin has got more of a golden head, and it is one of the smaller francolins. Crested is about a medium-sized francolin. And the thing that gives it away on the crested francolin, you have a look on its head. It's got the black cap. The tail francolin doesn't have that, the Shelley's doesn't have that, and the coqui doesn't have it. You have a look at the beak. The beak is black. With the Natal francolin, the beak is orange, and they're very large actually. The Shelley's very beautiful patterns. A lot more oranges and whites on the body. Those are the 4 species of francolin we can get here. Coqui we don't often see. Coqui you wouldn't see running in the road like the crested or the Natal. Coqui will tend to walk across the road, take one step and freeze, take another step and freeze. So it can take them about half an hour to cross the road. But they won't run in front of you, they'll go from one side to the other. Texan, come in. Lucas, come in. I didn't copy your message. Have you got Karula again?
Karula and Bengal waiting
After that, is there any stations responding?
Okay.
Is there any stations responding? Sounds like Karula has popped out again. But I think there's a few stations responding to the sighting now, and I think we had a really wonderful sighting of her this morning. It sounds like she's already made her way across the quarantine area, so we must have just missed her as we were looking at the Impala and then came down towards Chelapan. I think that's when she must have popped out. There are a couple of stations who are following up on her. I'll see if there's a gap and see if we can have another look. As we're looking around here for rhino. We got some tracking answers. Hey, so Brian and Binky, you got it right. The first track. Well done. Jules and Mike saying hippo. Not quite. Lindsay saying elephant. Liam saying I'll hold off on Liam's. See if anybody else is coming through. Cheryl also got track 1 right. Track 2, close, very close. Jody and Joe also well done on track 1. Well done. It was... oh. Aha. So Alan got the first track mixed up, I think, with what I was showing you a little bit later, saying hippo. But the second track correct, Alan. Well done. So the first track was belonging to a white rhino. Liam very close with black rhino. Black rhino, the toes are much closer together, and where I was drawing out the W, or the back of the pad, it's not as deep a groove in a black rhino, and generally the track will be a little bit smaller than that. Obviously taking into consideration individuals, it would be a little bit smaller. That was a white rhino track with the 3 toes. Remember, hippos have got 4 toes. The elephants, they've actually got nails just like we have. Occasionally you'll see the outline of them, but nothing like what we saw with the toes with the rhino. So if you can imagine our nails just on the end of the foot, that's basically what the nails look like on an elephant. So I'm slowly making my way back towards the quarantine area. The vehicles I've managed to relocate Karula. As I say, I think there is a few vehicles there who are interested. We had a wonderful sighting of her. I'll keep my ear to the radio and see if there is a space. So unfortunately, this morning we're not going to be able to make it up towards Buffalo Dam. But with the sun coming out, I'm hoping we may have a chance to see the crocodile. We'll see if we can try and make it up to Buffalo Dam later on this afternoon. So, still answers or still guesses from the second track. Anyone following us on the map, we've just come up Vulture's Nest Road, and we're on Central Drive now, Central Road. Able to catch the little squirrel. Oh, sorry. Hello. We're going to let them have a turn at seeing her, because everyone had missed her first thing this morning, and everyone was quite far away when we had her the second time. Not too many guesses for the second track. By the sound of it, the second track was a giraffe. Longer sides than the buffalo. The buffalo's much more circular in appearance. The giraffe quite long and straight sides. Well done everybody for all the guesses. We're getting there. And Kevin. Good morning to you, Kevin. Wanting to know about the feld fires and how effective are they? And they do occur naturally, Kevin. You get feld fires just before the rain starts usually. Once the vegetation dries out and you start getting the electrical storms, and they start from the lightning usually. That's how they start naturally. And it actually helps to clear away any of the moribund, the dead vegetation, and it releases the nutrients. And it's very important for the environment to have that. In an area like this, it's very difficult to really have a natural fire. Because if it's out of control, it could damage the properties that are on here, the buildings, the lodges, things like that. So instead of allowing nature or allowing the fires to run wild, they actually try and control it, and that's why they have these control burns, that's why we have the fire breaks, to try and limit if there is a natural fire, because there's no way we can stop natural fires. but it's to try and limit the process of them. And each area has its own policy. I think they are actually doing research in Kruger what the best policy is, what time to burn, how much to burn. But when the fires, or when they do the burns, it's generally when there's no wind, so the fire is a slow fire, it's not going to spread too quickly. And they will generally do a block. They'll let the fire spread through the block, and then they will do back burns to stop the fire from spreading and try and control it that way. And when the natural fires do occur, you usually get the rain straight after, and it really does just spring up with new vegetation. You just get animals just pulling in from everywhere to eat all this fresh vegetation. There goes Graham. Oh, hi kingfisher. Don't think we're going to be able to catch it. Nope. It's a little bit too quick. I didn't switch off fast enough. Graham out looking for the baboons. Don't think he's found them yet. Oops. Oh, okay. Andrew, come in. Andrew, are you responding to that sighting?
But yeah, I'm way, 9 months in services that are restricted.
Copy that. We'll not go there then.
I go there, it's fine, and what do I have after
Copy. I'll just see if there is space, and if you do get here, we'll just pull out. A texting to me?
Okay.
A texting, is there space in that block?
So far, please.
Copy. No, Matata then, thank you.
Over the road,
Just on Tindam's Road at the moment.
yeah, she's heading down towards Fremont. Maybe you can make your way, go to the suburbs.
It's no Matata, it's just if there was space, so we had a nice view of her this morning. You guys can enjoy. Yeah, there's a few vehicles still interested, so unfortunately I don't think we're going to get another view of her at the moment. As I say, we had a very nice sighting of her, and we didn't have her for quite a long time, as these guys just had a brief look. So we won't force them out the sighting. Joe! Wanting to know when the cubs are going to start to hunt. Come on to you, Joe. What is this impala looking at, I wonder? Look at his posture. Standing very alert. Could be another male though. But it could be something else. Joe wanting to know when will the cubs hunt. Well, they're already chasing after small things, but they probably won't hunt until about a year old. She'll start taking them on hunting trips. But she'll probably start teaching them, and even just the play between them, building up their muscles and skills, pouncing on each other, practicing all of that. That's already learning how to be a leopard. So that part of the training has already started. He's beautiful. Look at that shiny coat. Sure. It's almost as if he wasn't sure what he was seeing, but park on this little hill. Can you see anything there, Herman? Let's find out, because I wonder if he... So possibly the cubs. So I'll just find out if the cubs are with Karula. I would have thought she would have left them a little bit further in. At this age, they are going to be moving around from where she has left them. Probably not moving too far where she has left them, if she has left them. I think I did hear that she did have the cubs with her thinking about it. No sign of our rhino. We've gone around the block. So rhino might just be in the drainage line. We have tried Vulture's Nest Road. It's where the tracks were heading. Let's try down towards Twin Dams, just in case. sure the antenna keeps growing. And that all these tree branches are sinking. And it is starting to really get quite nice and warm now. Later on, if it keeps on getting warm, you may get the buffaloes wallowing in the mud. The crocodile might come out and bask in the sun in his usual spot. Definitely have a look out for him there. On the waterhole channel. The hippos probably going to be sunbathing for a little while longer yet. And if anybody would like to comment on Jock, please send through your comments to tryout at watersafari.tv. And our next tryout presenter should be arriving sometime today. We shall keep you posted on when his first drive is going to be. Look out for that in the next couple of days. And his name is also Jacques. So maybe we need to give some way of differentiating him between the other Jacques. And he's also going to be staying for a few days. So if you don't get a chance to see him on one of the drives, hopefully you'll see him on one of the following drives, and hence why I couldn't join you on drive yesterday. Plans did change, so Jack ended up driving yesterday afternoon instead. I see an impala, where I don't see the giraffe though. I'm seeing the giraffe. Oh, there's a giraffe hiding behind the bush. Dwarf giraffe. And I think that is actually whose tracks we were trying to guess a little bit earlier. They're a little bit small for an adult, full adult. Just about a year and a half old, maybe 2 years, this little one. Young bull. Still furry. Tops to the ossicones or the horns. Ah, there's an adult at the back. Possibly the mother.
Drive south and maybe come around Yarime from there.
Just keeping a check on.
Andrew?
Just keeping a check on what's going on with the sighting there of Karula. Still a few vehicles there. It looks like these drafts are going to come out the other side, so I'm just going to turn around and try and catch them on the other side there. Standing by. Copy, thank you very much, Henry. I'll be with you just now. Fantastic. Just said that there may be space for us, so I'm going to drive around this way. Have a quick hello to the draft, but maybe those of you who maybe missed Karula and the Cubs this morning, we'll see if we can go and join them. Say a quick hello. To this young bull and his mother.
Why are you choosing this route? Okay, let's go check that Leopard.
Henry, come in. Such a shame to leave such a beautiful giraffe sighting. But I think let's see if we can catch up with Karula and the Cubs. Just one last time, just in case there's anybody on board that missed her. Henry, come in. What's the best approach? Has she passed Chelapan yet? Chelapan Road?
I got west. On the northern side of the jungle.
Copy. I gotta be coming along Chelapan Road now.
Are you on Chelapan Road already?
I'm just there now.
That's what the drive is going south. Yeah, but I will let you know.
Copy that. hopefully, if we time it right, Karula's going to be just at the end of this road. Question is, here she is, here she is. And then maybe an opportunity to get a nice look at the cubs. That's the little girl, and here comes the little boy. There he goes. Fantastic, hey? Yeah, we're actually broadcasting live on the internet as we speak. So there's people back home watching and enjoying seeing Karula and the cubs. And they can be anywhere in the world. But they will email in questions to me. So just as you're sitting there with Henry and you can ask him questions, they can do the same. So everyone is through the camera. But we're actually broadcasting live, so yeah, it's wonderful. So how's your stay? You enjoying? Oh, fantastic. It is, hey? Do you mind, are you going to carry it on? Are you not? Can we follow? Cool. Sorry? Sorry? Yeah, well, we'll follow you if you want. Are you sure? Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot, eh? Enjoy the rest of your stay. Oh, what a fantastic end to a fantastic drive this morning. I have tried to get a couple of pictures. I don't know how they're going to turn out. It is a small lens. So if anyone got some nice shots and would like to share them. So we had the little girl who crossed in front first, and then the little boy who crossed behind. You can see the little girl staying very close to Mum. She's slightly more golden in colour. The little boy's on the right now. and almost approaching 5 months old. If I can get another chance to get in front, I certainly will try. Again, we're just following at a distance just so we don't put pressure on her.
The other one's right here.
Oh, here's the other one. I'm going to where his sister was. Look at that, straight in the tree. He certainly is eager to climb trees, this one. Wow, he's doing so well. Oh. Okay. Maybe I'll take that back. He's doing well getting up the tree, but he still has to refine trying to get down the tree. Okay, I'm just going to pull over. Andrew, do you want to overtake? Just let these guys haven't seen them yet, and they've missed every opportunity so far. Sorry, you can overtake. I'll follow you. Very well, thank you. Great. Definitely, hey. We'll see if we can get another glimpse of her before we say goodbye.
That's beautiful, eh?
It is.
There's one young Madonna and young Fuzzy.
Yep, one Madonna, one Mafazi. And already he's the one climbing into the trees, eh? Heading towards Treehouse Dam by the looks of it. They are very relaxed, hey? I'll just back off a little bit.
Yeah, you can go for it.
Okay. Let's see if we can... see the other one just poking out. So hopefully if I can squeeze off to the side here. See him there? Oh, definitely. You're more than welcome to continue on around you. Oh, are they just here? Oh, they're just in the tree here.
I just can't see if you go back. Please go back. Please go back.
They're still in the tree. Okay. Oh wow, look at that. Oh wow. And both are in there now. Yeah, there's no way we can leave them now. Oh. What a wild earth indeed this morning. Karula and her two cubs sitting in a marula tree. Cubs learning how to climb. Well, Karula is possibly looking out for any potential meal this morning. Hermie's on camera with me. My name's Tara. And this is just a fantastic leopard sighting. Practice makes perfect. Getting a little bit annoyed. Ooh! Getting a little bit annoyed with the cub.
Affirmative, affirmative. Hi Algareed, I think this is probably the first time I've heard from you. Welcome on board this morning. And welcome if this is one of your first safaris here with us on Wild Earth. And I hope I've said your name right. Wanting to know why they're so close to the road, and would you be able to rear one as a pet? They really wouldn't make good pets. They look very cute and cuddly from a distance. But these cats, their instinct is to kill. And they do grow quite a considerable size. Karula is quite small. You do get male leopards which can weigh in around 80-90 kilos. But any wild animal like this really shouldn't be kept as a pet. Their home is in the wild. And the reason why they're close to the road is because this is part of the territory. We are visiting her on her terms. They will utilize the roads, they will walk on the roads. It's an easy way to get from A to B in the bush if they know where they want to go. It's nice and open, so nothing can jump out at them unawares. Whereas if you're walking in the bush, there could be something lurking behind the bush. Where are you going, Karula? Coming back this way? She is as well. And where Karula goes, the cubs might follow. There she goes. The cubs are actually being left behind. They're still by the marula tree. And not a
There's
word.
a cub under the tree.
Yeah, the two cubs are underneath the tree still. So not a word was uttered. So the question is, are they going to stay or are they going to follow? It looks like they might just follow. But she hasn't called them. So maybe it's the lack of the call that makes the cubs stay put. But no, it looks like they are following. Just watch for that tree, because if these cubs are in any kind of mood to play a game, they might just pounce into the tree.
Here they come.
You see them? Oh, I can see the tail. Ah, birds have moved. Wise decision. And Karula's carried on up the road. Now without Karula here, yeah, no, she has. She's continued on down to the southern side.
See a tail.
You see a tail.
They're just right in front of us.
At this stage, I'm reluctant to move just in case we do startle the cubs. But I'm amazed.
Here they come.
Here we go, here we go. She has left them behind with us being here. You can see the coat of the little female is much darker, much more golden than her brother. He's lying down now. It's almost as if they're a little bit confused as to whether they should follow her or not. If you notice when she's walking with them, she checks back every so often, and she does twitch her tail a little bit, so it could be the whole body language and the lack of it which tells the cubs to stay. Stunning, hey?
Yeah,
absolutely
cool,
stunning.
Thanks, Tara.
Cool, thank you. Thanks, Andrew. Yeah, for sure, hey? Well, I really don't know what to say. What a fantastic morning we have had. They have just gone into the bush now. I think she has given them the signal to stay put. And as I say, maybe it is the lack of the call, it's the lack of her turning round, it's the tail not twitching that signals them not to follow. But I'm so chuffed to be able to share this all with you. It really is just unbelievable morning. Thank you so much for joining us here on Wild Earth. Thank you for all your questions. But we are going to leave them in peace now, just in case there's any predators around. But they should be nice and safe where they are now. But take care everyone, wherever you are in the world, and we'll see you again here on Wild Earth. Bye for now.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for our AM safari. It was very nice to see the cubs up in the tree with Mom. And you can join Tara again this afternoon, and she heads out at 3:30 Central African time for the PM safari, again with Herman on camera, and I'll be in final control. Otherwise, I'm going to be handing over the Shuma Wardall cam to Sipiwe, and she'll be looking after you for the rest of the day. So have a good afternoon or evening wherever you are in the world, and we'll speak to you later.